Successful people don't do it alone. Think back to the last time you watched the Oscars or any other awards show on television. As each of the winners got up to accept their award, what did they say? Did you hear anybody say, "The reason I'm here is because of how hard I alone worked to get here. I did it without any help from anybody else. There's nobody I want to thank. Nobody deserves this honor but me"? That doesn't sound too familiar, does it? Instead, you probably heard the winners thank God, their families, and the many other people who've supported them along the way. You'll find similar expressions of gratitude if you watch interviews with athletes after they've won an Olympic medal, or if you read the biography of any successful business person. As the most successful people in the world keep telling us, those who succeed in life do not do it alone. Have you ever heard the saying, "It's not what you know, it's who you know that matters"? It's a comment that's usually said bitterly by someone who's just failed to achieve something, but there's more than just a grain of truth to it. In his famous book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie reports that the Carnegie Institute of Technology found that even in such technical fields as engineering, only about 15% of one's financial success is due to technical knowledge. According to Carnegie, success in life is due to what he calls human engineering. In other words, personality and the ability to lead people. Numerous research studies agree. Psychologist Daniel Goleman, author of a bestseller called Emotional Intelligence, analyzed decades' worth of research evidence. He found that when it comes to achieving prosperity and happiness in life, someone with an average IQ but good people skills is much more likely to be successful than someone with a high IQ but poor people skills. As study after study has found, success in life simply cannot be achieved without the support of other people. For example, the Harvard Business Review recently published a study that shows just how important it is to develop a network. Researchers Robert Kelly and Janet Kaplan observed workers at Bell Labs. They found that when a worker who had not built up a network of supporters had a technical problem, he painstakingly called various technical gurus and then waited, wasting valuable time while his calls went unreturned. According to the researchers, star performers rarely face such situations because they do the work of building reliable networks before they actually need them. When they call someone for advice, star performers almost always get a faster answer. Having a good network can not only help while you're on the job, it can help you get the job. It's been estimated that between 75 and 80% of employment opportunities are found through word of mouth. Most successful business people have built their businesses exactly the same way, through word of mouth and referral. There's no doubt about it. Successful people know a lot of other people. So every day, as part of your goal setting, you should expand the size of your network by taking action to meet new people. But don't stop at simply meeting people. Find out what you can do to support each other in achieving your goals, and every day turn to at least one other person for some kind of support. Don't hesitate to reach out to others, fearing that asking for support will be interpreted as a sign of weakness. Successful people know otherwise. Even the most successful are willing to ask for and accept help from other successful people. I discovered this when I started presenting seminars on how to get free publicity. At first, I expected most of the seminar participants would come from organizations that got very little publicity. But as I soon learned, most participants came from organizations that were already household names. The fact that some had their name in the newspaper every week didn't deter them from attending. In fact, they sought expert advice so they could be even more successful. The same thing happened when I started teaching programs in 24 cities for people who wanted to work as professional speakers. While some of the participants were new to the seminar and speaking business, in some cities we had participants from organizations representing such accomplished speakers as Anthony Robbins and sales trainer Brian Tracy. Instead of thinking they know it all, successful people are always eager to learn an easier, better, or more efficient way to do something. They also know that one of the fastest ways to improve any skill is by finding out what other successful people do and then modeling their behavior. In other words, doing what they do. There are successful people throughout the world who are willing to share their knowledge with you through books, tapes, CDs, and seminars. So in addition to seeking support from the people in your immediate network, take advantage of the knowledge provided by experts who can support you in your ongoing learning and growth. As important as seeking support is, successful people know that it's just as important to give support. That's why most successful people are willing to act as mentors and are generous in giving everything from compliments to advice to referrals. They know that helping others succeed will ultimately help them succeed. While unsuccessful people often avoid helping anyone they're afraid may one day outshine them, successful people set out to surround themselves with winners. Multimillionaire industrialist Andrew Carnegie wanted his tombstone to read, "Here lies one who knew how to get around him, men who were more clever than himself." Carnegie's philosophy is shared by many successful people. For example, whenever someone is appointed to head one of the Ogilvy and Mather advertising offices around the world, company founder David Ogilvy sent them a gift of a Russian doll. This is no ordinary doll. It's one of those dolls that contains a series of progressively smaller dolls stacked one within the other. Inside of the smallest doll is this message: "If each of us hires people who are smaller than we are, we shall become a company of dwarfs. But if each of us hires people who are bigger than we are, we shall become a company of giants." It's that philosophy that has helped Ogilvy become one of the most successful advertising executives in the world. One of the best ways to surround yourself with giants is by helping others to succeed. So as part of your goal setting, make sure you also give your support to at least one other person every day. And take time to work on spiritual and community goals as well. The more you give to others through any means, the more you will receive. Remember, when it comes to achieving success, you do not have to do it alone. In fact, the only way to achieve success is by doing it with others.